Hi there, I'm JC. Oops, here we go. I'll start this time for real. Hi there, I'm JC, and this is Dadbod with JC. I'm coming online here to exercise for about 60 minutes every day, every evening, really. And today I'm planning on doing leg exercises. I'm going to start off with some leg stretches and continue on. It's a leg day for the hour. Outside of that, hopefully everyone's doing good where you're at, and I'll just get going with my exercises. Gonna start with side bends for my legs. In this case, I'm gonna do the side bends like, well, I don't know. I had something else in mind, but I'm just gonna stretch out both sides here, and I'm gonna hold it for 30 seconds. I'm gonna stretch out the sides of my calves really, and I'm gonna set a timer here for 30 seconds. I'm feeling the stretch now. I'm just kind of doing a splits as far as the splits as I can go. And this gives a little stretch up here, and at the same time, I'm keeping my feet firmly planted on the ground, and that stretches the side of my calves here and on my other side. So I'm gonna get my timer ready to time 30 seconds. I'm gonna hold this one a little bit more than 30 seconds, obviously, but the goal here was to do it for 30 seconds. So here we go, 30. When my timer goes off, I'll just say it went off, and I'm gonna shake out my legs and my feet. But right now I am feeling a stretch in between my legs and on the inside part of my thighs and on the outside part of my calves, which I personally really need. And hopefully if you're following along at home, you're going to feel a nice stretch on the inside. I mean, something to watch out for is make sure your knees feel comfortable. That's the time. That's 30 seconds. So I'm going to slowly come back up out of that stretch and hold on just shake my legs for a few seconds, and I'll get right back to it. I'm going to do 3 sets of that. My legs really need it. My calves are always tight, especially on the outsides. So that's a good one. It'll stretch the inner thighs and because my feet are planted out to the side, it stretches my outer calves. That's exactly what I need. And hopefully it'll help you at home too if you're following along. I've shaken out my feet a little bit already, so I'm ready to get back down to it. I'm going to check for chats really quick. Looking good there. And again, I'll basically just spreading my legs open, getting a good stretch of my inner thigh, and having my feet planted with my ankles kind of V'ing in a little bit. I'm getting a stretch on the outside part of my calves. I'm going to hold this for 30 seconds, starting now. While I'm stretching, I'm going to breathe in a little bit and try to breathe some of that air into, or get some of that, focus some of that oxygen into the places I'm stretching, which is my inner thighs and my outer legs here. And at the same time, I'm going to fill up my lungs and get ready for the exercise that to come. So I'm just going to be stretching here for, probably 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. And then the rest of it will be mostly muscle building exercises for my legs. And if you're following along, for your legs. All right, cool. I got one more set of that coming up. So I'm going to kick my legs out a little bit. I was calling these side bends. I don't actually know what those are called. They're probably a different name. I'm putting this together as it goes. The side bends are usually something else, but I really felt like my legs needed that particular stretch for today. Oh, here's my doggie. I don't know if my doggie's on camera, but there she goes. Oh, I think there's some meat on the counter. The kitchen counter is not too far from here. So she's making sure I can see her staring at the kitchen counter. She's a good dog. So, oh, here, my other dog coming in. He hears me talking about her and he gets jealous. Right, little buddy? All right. Again, I'm stretching out my legs. They're mostly straight, maybe a slight bend in my knee. The stretch is going to be in the inner part of the thigh and the outer part of the calves as my feet are planted on the ground, nice and flat and on the ground. And I'm feeling a great stretch. I'll start my little timer here for 30 seconds, starting now. And I might do a forward bend just to give my dog some attention here. I wasn't planning on doing any forward fold here, but I can do a little bit of forward fold action to let my dog know that he's appreciated. Right in the middle of a stretch. He's a good boy. Now, he knows about the meat on the kitchen counter as well, and I think that's what he's getting excited about. I usually don't see him quite this excited at this time of day. I'm thinking that meat on the counter is... He knows I'm talking about the meat on the counter. Okay, that's the 30 seconds. So I'm going to get out of this. Right. Now, if he wants to stay on camera, he's welcome to do these. He might actually... I've seen him do this when I'm exercising. He'll actually do, or at least attempt to do, the exercise himself of whatever I'm doing. I have a nice picture of him stretching his back leg on a stair. I have stairs up here. A back leg on a stair when I was stretching my legs on the stairs. And I really couldn't get enough of that picture. It's one of my favorite pictures of him. It's not even the whole dog. It's just his legs stretching and my legs stretching all at the same time. Anyways, next one is a hamstring stretch. Let's see. For the hamstring stretch, I'm going to get seated on the floor. I'm going to have a a figure four kind of deal. I'm going to do one leg at a time. And I'm going to stretch into this and try to stretch the back hamstring. So I'm going to hold both of them for one for each leg, holding for 30 seconds. I'm hoping that dog over there isn't barking at me for this, because that's not going to end too well for her. She's going to end up in a little kennel. All right. 30 seconds. Hamstring stretch. I'm going to start with this leg over here. And I might have to come out of this because I don't like to hear her bark. It's a little bit more than she needs to. Come on, honey. All right. So this isn't the one that's going to be barking. It's the other one that's going to be barking. All right, so I have my legs here in a figure four position. I'm going to put point my belly button over here towards the outstretched leg. And I'm going to stretch into bring my belly button towards my thigh. It's going to give my hamstring a pretty nice stretch. There it is. The stretch is there. And while I'm stretching, I'll pay the dog some attention because he wants a little attention. He actually wants the meat that's on the kitchen counter, but sadly, I don't think that's in the cards for either of them. So my timer's still going there. Oh, there it is. It's been 30 seconds. I'm going to slowly ease out of this. Ooh, I actually had a little stretch in here. Usually, in the past, I haven't been able to bend forward very far. This time, I'm bending forward. Okay, I'm going to switch up the legs here. And bring my belly button over on top of this thigh. And get ready to stretch this other hamstring. I got my 30-second counter up here, ready to roll as soon as I find my stretch. And I found my stretch. So here we go. 30 seconds coming up. So in this case, I'm holding the dog, but you can hold your toes or just stretch towards your toes. Actually, I can touch this toe pretty easily now. Let's see if I can do it with this other hand. Yep, I can do that. I have to hold my leg a little bit, but note to self, don't leave meat out on the kitchen counter before these sessions, because the dog's a little bit more active than they need to be, than they usually are, actually. Okay, so that was the 30 seconds. Time to switch up legs again. I'm going to do the stretch for a minute on each side, so 30 seconds each set. Now the dog's really into me. He knows I'm talking about the meat. Smart little dog. All right, I got my belly button. Oh, the other one's smart too. She's giving me a look. All right, so I got my belly button go over the top of the thigh. I'm gonna reach out over the thigh. Once I find my stretch, I'll pop open my 30-second timer. And I'm stretching my hamstring out. I'm gonna focus on my hamstring, bringing my belly button down over my thigh, breathing in, and with that, when I release my breath, I'm gonna see if I can deepen my stretch in my hamstring a little bit. And I'm getting a lot more fold here than I have in the past. I'm pretty excited about it. Still can't quite reach over here with my opposite hand, but I've definitely been worse. Oh, someone's got a toy. All right, so I've got to switch legs one more time here. And for another hamstring stretch on this side. Taking a deep breath, bringing my belly button over top this thigh. Trying to find a stretch over here on this side. Gonna wake up my timer here and go for 30. So the same hand and the same side. My hand where my foot's stretched, it can touch my toes pretty easily. The opposite hand, I have to do some gripping and sliding, and I can get to that toe, but eventually I want both. Oh, there you go. I was able to touch both, but that's just like a little pulse. Eventually I just want to be able to relax and touch both and keep it there. Actually, I'm really close to doing that. Anyways, that's 30 seconds. I kind of want to do that stretch one more time. That's 2 sets. I'm going to up it to 3. I was really close to being able to, one more set. Stretching is pretty important because it sets you up so that your muscle, if you can stretch good, you can get some muscle growth. And I want a little bit of both. I want to be able to stretch and have, with the exercises coming up, be able to grow these muscles too. I'm going to do this one more set each side and go on from there. So I got my belly button over top of this thigh. I got my timer ready to roll for 30 seconds. And 30 seconds. I'm going to give it a good stretch. I'm going to see if I can get this opposite hand to my toe tips. Oh my goodness. I can pulse it there, but I can't quite keep it there. I can keep the hand from the same side there, but not quite the other hand. It's getting closer. So anyway, so I'm going to breathe into it. Probably only have a couple seconds left on this stretch. And that's the time, 30 seconds. Going to ease out of it. One more side. Bring my belly button over the top of this thigh. Take a breath or two before I go into my stretch. Organize my thoughts just a little bit. And stretch into it. Start my timer for 30 more seconds, or the last 30 seconds for this hamstring stretch. So the one hand is able to touch my toes. The other hand is so close. I'm less than an inch away on a sustain. So at some point in time, I'm going to be able to sustain that toe touch. Probably isn't going to be today, but I'm hoping sometime in the next month or two. So this is my day 20-something of doing this 60-minute exercise. I've seen good progress, and I've seen progress that I'm surprised to see. Actually, I kind of was like, well, I'll give this a go. This is really working for me. I'm doing these exercises. I've changed up my diet some. I've always had trouble with my diet. I'm improving my diet. I'm trying to do a 40-40-20 split. So 40% protein, 40% carbs, 20% fat. At some point in time, I might want to drop the later, like assuming I get in a better, more fit condition where I'm more comfortable. At some point in time, I might taper that 20% fat down a little bit, but the 40-40-20 split is doing okay for me now. I'm not quite adhering to it as best as maybe as I should, but I'm coming close enough to it that I've improved between the exercises and my diet. I've improved my physical fitness a good amount in these last 20 whatever days. That I feel pretty strong every day, getting one of these lists of exercises to do and just running with it. If you look, I have my old videos on YouTube, and days 1 through 7 or 10 or whatever, the first week or two was rough, and well, here I am. I'm able to move through a little bit better through these things. Every day, hopefully I'll show a little bit of improvement. Next up is a calf stretch. Got to hold for 30 seconds. So I'm gonna scissor my legs out, I'll be facing the camera. One of my legs will be forward, one of them will be backward, towards the back. The back leg will be straight, and that one's the one that's gonna get the calf stretch. I'm gonna hold each side for 30 seconds, and I'll do 2 sets of that. I might stick to 2 sets of that. Ooh, I like 3. 3's a great number. I'll stick to 2, and if I feel like I need a third one, I'll just pop in a third set there. So, okay, pretty much back leg is straight. The calf, I'm already feeling a little stretch in the calf. As I get into the stretch, as I breathe in, I'm going to lower my hips, grind my hips forward a little bit, and that calf should get a little bit more of a stretch. I'm setting up my timer now for 30 seconds, starting now. So I'm really working my calf, trying to get my calf a stretch. At the same time, I'm going to try to engage my core a little bit, because otherwise I'm not doing a whole lot. I'm spending all this time here. I'll engage my core. This is what I really want to burn, really. Yeah, this is where I've had the most trouble. My legs and my arms, I've always exercised basketball, tennis, bicycling, you name it, I've done the sport. But I need this 60 minutes. I've never dedicated any time for the core. I'm going to dedicate this 60 minutes as much as I can to my core. So even though today's a leg day, since my 30 seconds is up, even though today's a leg day, whenever I get a chance, I'll pick up a little core work. And that's definitely, during this calf stretch, it's definitely a good opportunity to throw a little core in there. Because that's, most people want to have a nice trim midsection here. And I'm no different. And that's just how it goes. All right. Front foot, knees bent a little bit. Back foot is straight. Both feet are kind of facing straight ahead. And as I get into the stretch, I will push my hips forward, deepen my stretch, and my calf should, like I'm feeling a stretch in my calf right now, and my calf should deepen its stretch as well. At the same time, I'll try to engage my core to get a little core work in here as well. Just sneak it in really into the leg day. So I'm starting the timer now for 30 seconds and engaging the core, stretching the calf, engaging the core. My core, I mean, if I'm not actively using everything I got up here to engage the core, it just doesn't do anything. And that's the long and short of it here. So again, I got to use my mind to engage the calf for the stretch, engage my core to just have some activity in my core. And that's the 30 seconds. All right. Ooh. Now my shin's complaining. Say, hey, the calf got a good stretch. My shin is complaining. I gotta stretch out my shins here a little bit. This shin is okay. This shin is not okay. It is telling me it needs a little stretch. So I'm doing an impromptu stretch in between sets of my calf stretch here. So got one more set of calf stretching here to do. Oh, before I start, I'm going to take a sip of water. It's good to keep yourself hydrated. Occasionally people on the chat remind me to keep hydrated because it's the way to be. All right. All right. My original back leg is out back again. My front leg has the knee bent. Both feet are facing forwards. My hips facing forwards. I'm engaging my core. I'm stretching the calf. I'm feeling a stretch in the calf now. I'm going to start my 30-second timer. And I'm pushing my hips forward to deepen the stretch in my calf. At the same time, I'm going to try to keep my core engaged. My calf is the primary here. My core is the secondary thing I'm focused on. But yeah, I'll just keep it like that. Primary focus on the calf. This is a calf stretch. But might as well throw in a little core work right in here. Get my core active and alert maybe. And that's it for the 30 seconds. Coming up, shaking out my legs a teeny bit. And last side of here, switch legs. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it at 2 sets. My calves are feeling good tonight. Usually they're not, but tonight, for whatever reason, they're feeling good. Okay, so front leg, knee is bent. Back leg's mostly straight, pretty much straight. Stretching the calves. I can feel the stretching my calves a little bit. I got to make sure everything, my feet, my hips, and my belly is pointing forward straight. I'm going to push my hips a little bit to push my hips forward to deepen my stretch in my calf. I'm feeling the stretch now. I'm going to start my 30-second timer. I'm going to engage my core as best I can. Primary stretch is for the calf. Secondary, I guess, thing I'm doing is my core. Trying to engage the core, trying to stretch the calf. Just pressing back and forth. Press the calf, engage the core, press the calf, engage. Something like that, just to get some type of balance, some kind of energy, and get done what I want to get done. My timer's going off. That was the 30 seconds, and that was it for the calf stretch. This side is complaining. My shin is complaining that, hey, it didn't get stretched. I'm going to have to do a little impromptu shin stretch here. I just popping my toe over, holding on to something, in this case the wall, and stretching that shin out. This shin is complaining. This shin isn't, but I might as well stretch this shin out too. Shin, S-H-I-N. I'll stretch this shin out too. Who knows? I don't want to go out of balance because later on I'm going to do after this I only have leg exercises coming up. And if one leg got a stretch and the other leg didn't, it could mess everything up. So a little shin stretch. I'll have to actually formally put that in there because I don't see how I can do a calf stretch and not stretch to the other direction too. Especially with these guys, my shin muscles are complaining. Like by complaining, I mean it's hurting a little bit. Maybe hurting isn't the right word. Sore? I don't know. It's not like joint pain or anything. You don't want joint pain. I'm getting a chair. You don't want joint pain, but I don't know how to describe that shin. It's not good. Whatever happened with that shin is not good. So I stretch both shins out. Next up are leg exercises. Starting off a little easy. I just pulled out a chair. Actually, looks like the next 3 exercises have a chair involved. Let me see. I'll get the actual time here. Okay, we're doing okay on time, I guess. This next set of leg exercises is called up and downs. So I'm just basically sitting on a chair. I'm going to go up, and when I sit down, that's 1 rep. I'm doing 10 reps of this. So for this, I'm going to have my knees and feet about shoulder width apart. My spine in a neutral position, my head held up high, my shoulders relaxed. At this point, I'm going to leave my arms to my side a little bit. I might put them forward for balance. I'm not 100% sure what I did last time I did one of these. Anyways, I'm going to go up and down on the chair 10 times. I'm going to hold for 1 second up high, hold for 1 second down low when I'm sitting, and 10 reps, 2 sets of this. So here we go. Up. And down for 1. I don't want to miss the chair. So that would look ridiculous. I don't want to miss the chair. So that was 1. I'm going to count down from, I'm going to do 10 of these. I'm counting down from 10. So that's 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. All right, that's 1 set. I'm going to do a second set. This exercise is simply called up and downs on a chair. It's listed as up and downs. The chair is just an aside. I'm going to take a sip of water and get ready for the next set. I'm going to take a quick peek to see if there's any chats I need to respond to, I'd want to respond to. Hope I didn't slurp too bad there. I do appreciate anything here. Any positive comments, likes, follows, subscribes, whatever you got going for me. Hopefully you're following along and getting something out of this. I am getting a ton out of this, I have to say. And I do appreciate any support you have to offer. Again, I'm going to do up and downs on my chair. Got 10 of these coming up. Up. For 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. That was great. I think I'm running short on time. I kind of want to do one more set of that. I was feeling it in different spots on my legs. I'm going to do one more set because, I mean, it's a simple enough exercise. It's not like we don't get up and down on our chairs all the time. But at the same time, I really want to get a feel for what's happening up above my knee and below my knee on this. I was getting a little feel for it, and I want to see how much more I can do. So one more set of the up and downs, unplanned, doing 10 of these, going up for 10. I actually want to count all the way down. 9, 8, 7, 6. Breathing is so important here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, a variation, I can see myself doing a couple of variations of this. A variation would be to get up and down with the hands forward, and just for a little extra something, you can do up and down, get up and down off the chair with both hands extended above your head. I remember that's something when people are running. I see a lot of, I've played soccer in the past, right? So when I see people practicing soccer in the soccer field, when the coach wants to give them extra cardio work, they run, and they run with their hands up, or at least moving their hands exaggerated above their heads. It makes a big difference. So doing what I'm doing with my hands to my sides, later on, weeks or months from now, if I do this again, I'll probably try it with my hands up, and that'll add something to it. All right, next exercise. Next 3 exercises, exercise sets have a chair involved. Next one is called the seated hamstring stretch. So pointing up, toes point up, push the navel to the thigh, and come back up. I guess I push the navel to the thigh, hold it for a couple seconds, and then come back up. I got to do it 3 times. So, okay, I think I got it. So I'm going to have this mat right at my heels, so my heels are on a nice soft mat. And so my toe is pointed up. I'm going to push my belly button to my thigh. And this does stretch the hamstring just a little bit. I'm feeling it now. I'm holding it for a couple seconds, and I'm coming back up. I'm going to do this 2 more times on this side. So down, feeling the stretch, taking a breath, coming back up. Again, down, navel to the thigh, feeling a stretch of my hamstring, taking a breath, coming back up. Okay, that was 3. I got this other side to go. So switching legs, going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring my belly button down to my thigh. My toe is pointing straight up as far as I can go, actually. Taking a quick breath here, feeling a little stretch of my hamstring, and coming back up for 3. Coming back down, stretching the hamstring, taking a breath, and coming back up. It's a little hard to find that stretch, so you got to look for it a little bit. I'm not going to hold the count there until I find the stretch. This isn't exactly the easiest exercise, but it does a little something, so I'll go with it. So toe pointing up, belly button to the thigh, feeling a little hamstring stretch, taking a breath, and coming back up. I think that was 3 on this side. I got and I'll chill for a moment. Kicking my feet out. My shins are still, this shin is still complaining. It's like, you got to stretch me. All right. Another set of the calf stretch coming up. No, calf raises. No, that's not it. Seated hamstring stretch. I'm jumping through my list here too much. Seated hamstring stretch. One more set of the seated hamstring stretch. I'm a little tired apparently. Okay, navel to the thigh, coming down for the stretch, feeling the stretch behind my hamstring, looking for it, finding it, taking a breath. Very nice. Coming back up for 3 and down. Finding the stretch, taking a breath, and up for 2. Bringing my navel back down to the hamstring, finding the stretch, taking a breath, and back up. That's it for this side. I'm not in love with this exercise. I might have to replace it with something else. It's really hard to find the stretch. Maybe I'll just review it online and see if I'm probably doing something completely wrong. But I'll give it a go as is. So I got one more side to go. So bringing my navel, my belly button over back to over this thigh, bringing my thigh down, taking a deep breath, finding that stretch, and coming back out for 3. Navel over the thigh, finding the stretch of my hamstring, taking a deep breath for 2. And one more stretch for the hamstring here. Finding the stretch, taking a breath for 1. That was it. All right, enough of that nonsense. Next up is calf raises. I'm going to use the chair to keep myself on balance. I got 10 reps of this coming up and 2 sets. I'm going to bring in this yoga mat that's sitting right in front because my floor is cold. And last thing you want is cold feet with all this. So calf raise is coming up. I am tired. All right, here we go. Heels up and heels down. I'm going to try to keep in the heels up position for about one breath. One breath is like somewhere between 1 and 2 seconds. So up for 10 and slowly back down. 9 and slowly back down. 8 and slowly back down. Up for 7 and slowly back down. I might want to take a breath at the top. Up for 6, back down. Up for 5 and back down. The problem with taking a breath is on the way back down, I'm not calling it down as efficiently as I'd want to, like right on the mark. Up for 4 and down. The down, I'm doing the down a little bit too fast. I want to slow it down a little bit. So up for 3 and slowly down. Now I think that's a little bit better of a pace for me. Up for 2 and down. Up for 1 and down. All right, that's very calming. My calves are feeling great tonight for whatever reason, which I'm not going to complain about. I'm going to shake out my feet. I got, on my notes, I have one more set of this going, but I might throw in another set. I'll up it to 3 sets. Usually my calves are in terrible shape. They don't feel great normally. I have lost a little weight in the last 3 weeks. And I'm sure I put on some muscle mass. So between losing a little weight and adding a little muscle, my calves might finally be out of the red zone. I think they were permanently in the red zone for the last, well, however long. And I'm able to do 3 sets of this. Well, I'll do the second set and make my final decision after that. But it feels like I'll be able to do the 3 sets of calf raises. So again, I'll do the same thing. Come up with my calves for 10. And down. Up for 9. And down. Up for 8. And down. Up for 7. And down. Up for 6. I'll take a breath. I've been wanting to take a breath up here. And down. It's better if you take a breath up there. I lost my number. I'll go up for 4. If I counted wrong, that's my bad because I'm tired. Taking a breath and down. Up for 3. Breath and down. The breath really helps. Up for 2. Breath and down. Up for 1. Breath and down. I appreciate the invite. And that's good. That's 2 sets of calf raises. And I'm going to throw in 1 more set of calf raises. My calves never feel good. They're feeling good tonight. As soon as I say that, I feel a little hitch on one side. But that's okay. I think I can shake them out and do another set of this. I'm going to look for chats here real quick. Oh wow, got some likes, got some good feedback. I do appreciate anything positive you can do for me. For follow, like, subscribe, whatever works best from where you're sitting. And 1 more set of calf raises coming up. I'm going to stretch my calves a teeny bit here before I do the 3rd set. Maybe I should stay at 2. This one calf is complaining a little bit. But now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, take a good breath in, see if I can focus it back to my calves, and go through 10. If it starts to hurt at all, I'm going to stop it right there. But I'll at least give it a shot. Up for 10. Big air. And down. I like that. I'm going to call it big air up there. Up for 9. Big air. And down. Yeah, it's as if I was doing snowboarding, only I'm not. Up for 8. Big air. And down. That feels good. Yeah, the breathing is really important up there. Up for 7. And down. Up for 6. Big air and down. Up for 5. Big air and down. Up for 4. Big air and down. I'm trying to bring the air. I know it sounds ridiculous that you can breathe straight into your calves, but I'm trying to just focus on getting the air or whatever it is, oxygen, towards my legs that I'm working out tonight. And anyways, so where was I? 4? So I'll call this 3. Big air, and down. Up for 2, big air, down. Up for 1, big air, and down. Look, I'm never going to be a snowboarder. So that's the biggest air I'm ever going to get. I tried snowboarding once. It didn't suit me. It's just not because I didn't like it. I liked it just fine. I just couldn't do it. Okay. Next up are some calf stretches. Oh, very nice. I think I did some calf stretches before. Oh, it was calf stretches with a chair. That's what it is. Okay, so I'm going to hold on to the chair, get one of my legs straight back, and feeling it. Yeah, this is great to do after the calf raises. So stretching the calves, pushing my hips forward, holding for 12, 11, 10. Thank you for the likes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to switch sides, and then I'm going to see if there's any chats. I really do appreciate the likes. And I'm stretching out the other leg here for 12. Pushing my hips forward to get deep in the stretch of my calf. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got 2 more sets of that to go, but I'll shake out my legs a little bit and take a look at what's going on up here. Oh, I really do appreciate it. There's a whole lot. Woohoo! I mean, anything you can do to help me out is fantastic. I love the support. the appreciation, and hopefully you're following along and you can get something like some exercise out of it too. If not, that's awesome too. I really do appreciate it. Second set of calf stretch on this leg on this side here. I don't like calling sides because depending on what platform you're using, the image might be flipped. So I'm just going to call it this side and that side. So I'm going to hold this for 12, 10, 9, 11. I'm exhausted. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, thanks for that. Oh my, that's a nice little treat. I do appreciate that too. All right, that's good for this side. I'm switching sides. My count's going a little quicker here because I like a quick count on these guys, on the calf stretches. Besides, this is the second time I'm doing calf stretches tonight. So this just happens to be with a chair. It's a little bit better with a chair, in all honesty. If I had to choose between the two, I'm really able to push off on the chair and get the stretch going better. So I'm going to hold this for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to kick my legs out a little bit and come see what's on the board here. Oh, wow, you sent me some weights. I love the weights. That's fantastic. I really appreciate that too. Okay, one more set of the calf stretches coming up. On this side over this way. Pushing my hips forward, holding onto the chair to be able to push off. It deepens the calf stretch. This is so much better than without the chair. For 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back out from that. The final leg on this side. Gonna push my hips forward, stretch that back leg straight, get the calf stretching nice and long. You're gonna hold for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, wow. My shin's complaining on this side. It is complaining. Doesn't like it. It's like you didn't stretch me. I'm going to have to go online and find shin stretches. I've heard of shin splints. I guess I've had shin splints in the past. But, I mean, I haven't thrown in any shin stretching exercises in all this list for, 3 weeks? And I think my shins are saying, hey, you've shown love everywhere else, but my shins, don't forget the shins. Okay, that was the calf stretches. I'm done with the calf stretches for now. Let me see what my time is looking like. I'm running low on time. I shouldn't have added all those extra sets. But next up here is straight leg raises. Lie on my back, one leg bent. So bent like this, other leg raised to 45 degrees and hold for 8. Then switch legs. I got 3 sets of those to come. So the dog wants to join in possibly. I think I'm done with my chair exercises. Looks like I am. I'm going to get my yoga mat out of the way. Bring my little spongy mat back into play. And yeah. So one leg bent, the other one straight up at 45 degrees and holding it for 8. Here we go. So this one's bent, this one's 45 degrees. I'm going to add a crunch to it. I'm not feeling a whole lot here, so I'm going to add a little crunch to it and hold it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The little crunch, it did make me feel a little extra. So here we go. So the other side now. Arms out here. This reminds me of some other exercise, but I'll go with it. I'm feeling it in my core. I'm feeling 3, 2, 1. I feel like I watch sports on TV. Those guys are like setting world records, and I'm like, well, I got my leg up for 10 seconds. I don't know. It's a little anticlimactic, I guess I'm trying to say, but at the same time, it feels good because I'm not just sitting on the couch, and and things. I'm feeling a little healthier. I'm done with that. I'll get back down to it. All right, so knee is bent. Other leg comes up straight. I'm going to add a little crunch to it. Bring up my arms a little bit for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And oh no, I'm not done with that set. Gonna bend this knee. Get this leg up 45 degrees. Add a little crunch for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, that felt good. So that was the second set. I'm a little out of breath. This is a good thing. Got one more set coming. I'm feeling a little bit of tension on this thigh as I bring it up. My core is engaging a little bit too to help bring it up, bring the leg up. And like I said, I got one more set coming up. I got to take one more breath and get back to it. Here we go. Knee bent on one side, other leg straight, adding a little crunch. Arms up a little bit for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 45-degree angle, adding a crunch to it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That felt great. All right. That's it for the straight leg raises. Next up is 10 squats. I'll do 2 sets of 10 squats. The squats are near and dear to my heart. On the very first episode, I forgot how to do a squat. I'd actually never done any of these types of exercises in front of anybody, really. I've been to the gym a few times, right? They do squats at the little gym classes all the time. And anyway, so my first episode here, first day 1, I couldn't do a squat. I didn't know how. So I'll talk through it here. I went online and said, okay, this is how you do a squat. So the way I'm going to do it here, this is some variations, right? So the way I'm going to do it here is my feet are about shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent to start. My spine is more or less straight here, straight up, relaxed shoulders, arms sticking straight out, Frankenstein style, I guess. Now my butt's going to press back, down, and back. And there's supposed to be a 90-degree angle between my lower leg and the upper leg. I don't think I'm quite getting there, but I'm getting closer now than I was way back at the beginning of all this mess. So up for 10. Up for 9. 8. 7. I'm going to go a little quicker. I'm running short on time. I added too many sets to my first several exercises. 6. 5. So I'm going to go a little quicker here just to get through all these exercises. They're great exercises. Maybe one of them I can cut out. I didn't like the calf stretch, the seated calf stretch, but all the other ones I'm pretty fond of. I lost count. I'll do one more and reset my count here. All right, kicking my legs out. I felt that on my legs. I think that's where you're supposed to feel them. One other thing you can do with a squat, engage your core. It's always a good thing. So I'm just going to do one more set of the squats. I'm just going to count them out from 10 and down. Again, feet shoulder width apart, spine more or less straight up, shoulders relaxed, Frankenstein arms, and butt presses backwards for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And done. All right, that's it for the squats. I got 2 more sets of exercises I'm going to try to squeeze in. I'll just do one set of each. Next up is I'm really doing my best to try to keep these 60 minutes. So I'm going to do a quick set of hamstring curls. For that, I lie down on my belly, slowly bring my heel to my butt. I'm going to do that 12 times. I'm just going to do one leg at a time. Yeah, one leg at a time. Just focus in on bringing the hamstring. Whoa. Focus in on bringing the hamstring curls one leg at a time. So again, I'm on my belly. I'm bringing my hamstrings. Lying flat on my belly. And the hamstrings go up and back. So 12, I'm going to alternate. So once my second leg goes up, I'll count it for 12. 11. 10. 9. 8. These are the hamstring curls. 7. I guess I could actually use ankle weights and make these real curls with some ankle weights. I'm not there yet. This is getting my hamstrings pretty good. 6. 5. I missed the count there, I think. 4. I'm focusing in on the hamstrings, and my I'm feeling in my hamstrings. 3. 2. And 1. All right, I'm going to take a 2-breath break and get to a second set. I did too many extra sets on the earlier ones. I'll cut out, I'll readjust this. I didn't like that one exercise, so I'll cut that one out. So I'm going to do 10 of these. So, no, 12 of these. So that's 12. 11. I'm doing one leg at a time. So when I kick my second leg, that's when I'll count it. 10. And if you really focus in on that hamstring, it burns. Or at least for me. Oh my goodness. I might have gotten like a Charlie horse there. Call that 9. I might have to stop this. 8. Maybe I shouldn't focus quite as hard because I almost gave myself a Charlie horse on that last one. 7. 6. 5. Again, I need to ease up on that side. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah, I almost overdid it on that one side. I'm not ready for the ankle weights. Even if, I mean, they make 1 pound ankle weights. I'm not quite ready for that either. Besides, that takes a little time to put on there. And if you put a good squeeze, since I'm only doing 1 hamstring at a time, I can really put a good squeeze on it. And I'm overdoing it just with no weights. So weights aren't 100% necessary. Okay, this next one is great. It's knee rolls. So I'm just going to roll my knees to one side. I'm just going to do 10 reps of this. I'm just going to do 1 set because it looks like I'm out of time. So 1 quick set of 10. My knees will flow to one side. My head will go to the other side for 10 times. And I'll go back and forth like windshield wipers. And that should be that. So here we go. For 10. 9. 8. 7. So my head's supposed to go that way and my knees go that way. 6. 4. 2. And 1. I didn't execute that very well. I'm a little rushed. I want to keep these recordings to about 1 hour, just to be consistent and just to get it done in an hour. I mean, it's good to get things done in an hour. I'm going to do a quick forward fold before I sign off. But again, my name is JC. This has been Dad Bod with JC. And I'll do a quick forward fold and say goodbye. The forward fold's great to stretch out these legs that especially the hamstrings, I was just torturing. Back up. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow.